Hello viewers, today let us discuss employment related communication. Employment communication plays an important role between an applicant and the employer. It is the communication between the employer and candidate. From job application to interview to appointment, all the related communication is employment communication. For example, you look at a paper advertisement asking for marketing managers or executives, sales personnel or any job for that matter. Looking at the advertisement, you respond and you compose an email or you write a letter or you make your resume or CV. So, all these are considered to be employment communication. Let us look at these things in detail. Through the above communication, the employer will be able to hire the best employees. It means based on the way you are communicating through telephone or through internet, email or any other mode of communication, the employer will be able to hire the best employees. How do they know whether you are the best suitable person? It depends on the way you communicate. Employment communication is an opportunity to explain his or her skills that are suitable for the position. So, while writing your email, you have to focus on certain things. One by one we will discuss that, but first look at the concept. Through this, both the employer and employee will be able to understand each other. When you write something, the employer is reading that, then they take their own time to respond. So, how much you talked about yourself, your qualifications and your experience, depending on that the response will be there. Now, let us look at the types of employment communication. If you want to let the employer know that you are the best for the job, first consider the following things. Now, your idea is to let the employer know what do you have and what you do not have. Number one, strong work ethics. Now, you have to ask yourself, are you reliable and dependable? It means when you are applying for a position, first of all they will check the suitability, technically and non-technically, whether this job profile and your CV or resume, are they matching or not. Based on their requirement and your suitability, they will select and they will invite you for an interview. So, before going for all these things, we have to check ourselves. Are you reliable and dependable? It means, can somebody rely, believe you, because there will be some responsibilities. Can they give some responsibility to you? Are you dependable? It means not depending on the boss or subordinates. Dependability means people can depend on you, they can trust you, they can give you any responsibility, so that the work will not suffer and you will complete it in time. That is the meaning of strong work ethics. Then time management skills. Do you follow the schedule? Because usually corporate companies work for a long time comparing to government sector. In government sector we have fixed time, 9:30 entry and 5 or 5:30 exit. So, that is the rule. But in corporates there can be day shift, there can be night shift or flexible hours, flexi time opportunity also will be there, and some companies give you work from home opportunity also. So, it depends, but can you manage the given time to you? Every week 30 hours or 35 hours work schedule will be given. For example, IT sector is there, so many IT companies are there. So, they hire you and they give you the freedom to work from home. You have your gadgets, your computer, internet, everything, and some work is given to you, software or whatever, programming or coding, you will complete it. But every day you have to count some hours, maybe 7 hours, 5 hours, up to you and the company. Then by the end of the week they count 35 hours work schedule is completed or not. So, if you learn to manage your time, then so many things can be done. Next, we move on to problem solving skills. You have to ask yourself, can you find solutions quickly? Because problems are part of life, whether you are at home, on the road, in the society or office or a corporate company, some problems will be there. Some are already expected, defined, but some are unexpected also. When a problem comes, usually the human nature is they will get disturbed, because they do not expect that problem to crop up. But in the problem situation, are you responding to that problem quickly and trying to find the solution, or are you adding some more problems to that? This is the thing which you have to check and practice. All cannot solve problems, or in the process of solving problems, other problems also can be created. So, it is an important skill. Then let us talk about communication skills. Are you an effective communicator? In other lessons, we talked about verbal, non-verbal communication, but effective communication. It means according to the situation, according to the person talking to you, can you communicate effectively? In less time, more understanding. Is it possible through your communication? That is communication skill. Then we move on to computer skills. Nowadays, everything is digitized. So, usually companies or organizations expect you to be proficient in computer usage, mostly software. If it is an office or academic environment, people expect MS Office tools like your MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these things are called MS Office tools. Do you have basic idea about these things? That is a minimum requirement. And if it is purely technical, then they look at technical skills also. Some latest softwares are there. Are you able to use them? At least minimum idea do you have? So, all these things come under computer skills, and if you do not have by some reason, then you can always learn. You can do some certification, or some part time institutions will be there, or from seniors you can learn. Anyways, you have to be proficient in computers. Then comes team player skills. Can you work in a team by adjusting with others? Because adjustment is a very personal term. All cannot adjust with each other. So, if you can adjust naturally with people, or in situations where there is a demand for teamwork, then you will be called a team player. So, team player skills have to be there essentially. Resume, CV and biodata. These three terms are very frequently used in academics and in corporate life also. Resume is different from CV, and biodata was used in the olden days. Nowadays, we only use two terms, resume or CV. First of all, let us talk about resume. It is a French word which means a brief outline of education, skills, employment in a summary without much details. It means in a resume you can just give few details, like what is your qualification, and if you have any skills, list them out, and any previous employment history that you can mention, and your contact details and address, phone number, email, etc. This is very brief, hardly one page or maximum 2 pages. It should not be lengthy, because companies or organizations do not have much time to read everything that you write. So, in a very less time they should be able to understand what are you, what is your background, and are you suitable or not. So, for that reason we make resumes. Then it starts with career objectives, education details, projects, skills, certifications, interests and contact details. Very briefly, without mentioning much details, we write this resume. What is the purpose? One is, it is a gist of whatever you have with you, and second, it saves lot of time, because people understand very easily. Within one page, lot of things can be understood. Anyway, if they like your resume, they will call you for interview. In the interview, there is lot of time, they can ask you questions and you can answer, or if you have any doubts also, you can talk to them on the spot. Then let us look at some more details. Now, we talk about CV. CV is curriculum vitae. It is a Latin word which is called CV in short. So, people use different terms, but what is the real meaning of this CV? It contains full details of your objectives, it contains profile summary, it also includes education details with years and duration, percentages of your marks, all these details will be included. Then work experience, where did you work, from which year to which year, and what were the responsibilities and what are your achievements, any awards or excellence, something like that. All these details will be included here. Then personal details, your date of birth, your address, contact details, son of, all these languages, everything, that is your personal detail. Then comes interests. What are your real interests? Somebody may be interested in dramatics, somebody may be interested in music, or you are good at sports. So, so many things will be there. All those things in a chronological order we have to mention. Latest one should be mentioned first, then in reverse order we can go down to the years when you started. Then mention contact details. Next point is, it is a long and detailed narration of achievements listed out in reverse chronological order. It means latest one first, 2023 for example, whatever you have done in this year just began, that you can mention, then 22, 21, then go down till the first year when you started working. So, all these things will be mentioned. Now, what is biodata? Biodata is an old term, as I told you earlier. It is an old fashioned terminology for resume or CV. Now, we do not use this term. It is a short form of biographical data. Again, what is biography? All your history, background, your date of birth, studies, everything. It is made as per the requirements of a company or government agencies. Some agencies ask a particular format of your biodata. They send the format and you have to fill it according to their convenience. They will take it, but there are some standard formats also readily available in which you can fill out. Now, some tips for this employment communication. While writing your resumes or CVs, some are calling it profiles also. So, different names are existing in the market based on your convenience or as per the requirements of the company or government institution. You can prepare your resume or CV. Some tips for you: highlight your education and work experience, because your qualification and experience will land you in a suitable job. Then give details of roles and responsibilities. That is important, because what roles you did and what responsibilities you held and how successful you were and what is the duration of this, all these things will give fair idea to the employer as to how suitable you are. Then explain achievements. For example, you are a good cricketer or footballer or running or anything for that matter, or you represented a state or a country. So, all these things should be explained. It is not only for your certification or something, but it shows lot of things about a person. If you are good at sports and other cultural activities, it means you are a flexible person and you want to achieve more things in life. So, that the employer is looking for. Then list out awards and certificates, because everybody cannot do some certificate or award. They can't get the award easily also. So, it speaks something about the candidate, your achievement. Some special certifications will be there in software or hardware, some technical certification like that, which other candidates may not have done. So, you will be standing better chances. Then awards also will make you stand out in the crowd. Then give references on request only, because in some resumes, CVs, already we mention references. In every CV resume, same references will be there, but unless the company or organization or government office is asking you to give some references, you need not mention on the CV or resume, because they may require or they may not require. That is the reason why we should not write references beforehand. So, please remember all these things, tips for writing, then how to write resume, how to write CV. You should spend some time on it, collect all the information, then make a rough draft, check it whether you are missing something or not, then make it up to date. Now, let us move on to how to write a covering letter, because after preparing your resume, CV, you must have spent lot of time on that, but some companies expect covering letter also along with your CV, resume and other documents. Now, what you have to do? After preparing your CV or resume, you have to write a covering letter. What is this covering letter? Already CV is there, resume is there, copies of qualifications are there. Why covering letter? Because before looking into all these documents, they want to just know what all is there with you. That is why they are asking cover letter. In this cover letter or covering letter, both names are there, cover letter and covering letter. You can focus on key skills. What are your key skills? For example, you have very good communication, you are a team player and you know how to maintain time, how to manage stress. All these come under skills, or some specialized skills will be there, like technical skills. So, all these key skills should appear in your covering letter. Then qualifications, I am an MA, I am a PhD, I am BSc, whatever you are, you have to write there, so that the employer will understand you are coming from which background, arts, science or commerce, management, whatever you have, or beyond this also some qualification may be there. So, write about it. Then experience, keep your CV or resume in front of you while writing cover letter, so that you cannot miss anything. Then briefly in 2 or 3 paragraphs, the cover letter should end and they will look at it, then go for your CV, resume and other documents. So, very good cover letter will land you in a very good job. So, covering letter gives a snapshot of your suitability to job, minimizing the time of selection procedure for the recruiter, because recruiters get hundreds of CVs, hundreds of resumes, and it becomes very difficult for them to scrutinize and categorize. Selection procedure is very long, very lengthy. So, from that, how do you stand out? Your cover letter. First they will look at it, the subject line and what you have written in first paragraph, second paragraph. Then they say, okay, proceed, call this person for interview. Then comes CV, resume, then interview, then offer letter if the interview is good. So, remember all these things. Now, do some research before writing a cover letter. What research? Keep in mind the following: who will be receiving and reading your letter? That is the first point. Are you writing to a manager? Are you writing to a general manager? Or if it is academic institution, are you addressing it to head of the department, registrar, vice chancellor? To who you are writing? Because that is important. The person sitting on the other side is a responsible person, he is the selector. So, you have to be very careful while writing. Then the skills and experience mentioned in the job description, because for every job same type of CV or resume cannot be sent. If they are asking for technical managers or non-technical jobs, the CV, resume undergoes some change and cover letter also will be different. For that reason, look at the job description. What are they asking actually? Maybe they are asking for marketing, then you are sending HR CV, because you are management student, commerce student, different subjects you have studied. So, in everything you are mentioning everything, they may not require it. So, job description is important, read that advertisement or whatever or website, then mention what is relevant only. Then comes the company and its culture. Do some research on the company. For how many years it has been existing in the market? What is the share value, or what is the ventures they have started, or what products they have and what services they are offering. What is the company culture? It means long lasting careers are there and people are appreciating that company, pay packages are good. Then all these things you have to make little bit of study. Then their competitors and market position. Every company has some competitor. So, what are the famous brands competing with these companies? What are the services similarly offered by other companies? So, all these things you have to understand. Then their market position, are they in number 10 position, number 5 position or number 1 company, and what is their share value and how will be the future, because you are entering into that company, how many years you want to work and how many years that company is going to exist. These things are important. Then the sector and any recent news or trends about the company, which sector it is it tourism sector or media sector, different sectors are there. So, look at the position of that company and any recent news about the company, maybe they made some new service or product or how are the market trends. All these things come under research before applying for a job, before writing your cover letter, before writing your resume or CV. These things are essential. Now, a covering letter should address the following. We already discussed how to write, then check out these things also. Which position interests candidates and why? They may advertise 10 positions, but which position are you interested in, or which position may be recruited first and why? This you have to think about. Then, does the candidate have relevant skills and experience? Do you have whatever they are asking, or you have to still wait and apply later? Then, how candidate skills and experiences can benefit the employer? By your application or by your job, by joining them, what is the benefit for the employer? That also you have to think. Your benefit is always there. What you get, you will get. But what is the benefit for the employer, because you are going there? These things are very important. Then requesting for an interview. At the end of the covering letter, you have to request for an interview. If you are already working, you have to mention there, I work on weekdays between this time to this time. So, on weekends I can attend the interview. Earlier, organizations used to fix interview time. Now, the trend is they will ask the person who is applying which time is free for you, because they understand that people are working in different places and there is a distance to reach one place to one place. All these things are understood. That is why they say express your convenient time and a day. A place they will decide. So, all these things are very, very important for you before applying for any job. Now, what is the format of this cover letter? First, write your address to the left top side of the page. If you are typing or handwriting, top left side is your address. Leave some gap, then write recruiter's address. What is the company address? Then leave some space, write the date to the right side or left side. Both sides are common, but sometimes people are writing on the top also, because different formats are there. But the ideal format is first from address, then to address, then leave some gap, right side date, then leave some gap, then address the recruiter politely, dear sir or madam. If you surely know that there is a man sitting there, then write dear sir. If you know there is a lady sitting there as a recruiter, then write madam. If you do not know anything, then dear sir or madam. Then leave some gap, then subject line will be there. What is the subject of this letter? Application for so and so or request for interview, something like that. So, subject line is very important. Without subject line, if you send an email, they will not even care and they do not know why you have sent the mail, because they do not have time. Only subject line is important for them. So, mention it. Then start your letter and follow the procedure which I told you. First paragraph about you, second paragraph about work, skills, third paragraph about request. This is the format. First paragraph should mention why you are writing this letter, where did you see this position. Second para, should be about your present job, education, etc. Third para should be about the company, your interest, why do you want to join. Then fourth para should be request for interview. Within 3 paragraphs if you complete, that is wonderful, otherwise fourth paragraph just request, I will be ready for the interview any time between this and this day or this and this time. Then this is my contact number. Then close the cover letter by saying yours sincerely. Then your name, if digital signature is there, put it or just leave it. Then email it in PDF format. Some people just paste the letter in the letter box, in the email box and send. That is not a professional way. You have to show it like a letter. So, make a PDF format and say kindly find attached my cover letter and resume in the mail. So, these are the things you have to remember. Then comes how to follow it up. Suppose you are selected and your interview is scheduled and you are going for interview. You have to send a mail or SMS, whatever procedure, sir, I am called for the interview, by 10 o'clock I will be reaching there. That is just a formality. They know they called you for interview, but it shows that your responsibility, I mean your interest, you are coming for that. Okay. Then after the interview, you have to say thank you very much for your time. If there is a mail, just write mail, thank you for your time, I had a nice time with you, waiting for your response. If it is SMS also same. That shows again your professionalism, how well mannered you are. So, keep it in mind before preparing your CV, resume, then interview process. Interview process is long, that will be discussed later. Now, remember the things which are explained in the lesson. Right from writing your application, preparing CV, preparing resume, doing research about the company, then other formalities to be maintained. This systematic procedure will help you in employment communication. So, very important for the students and executives. I wish you all the best. Thank you.